Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, for the main tarot, I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot. Artwork by Renata Lechner. Over here on the side if you want to see how to spell that person's name. And the website is loscarebo.com. If I can get it close enough. If you want the spelling and you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. The website here on the back is rockpoolpublishing.com.au, A as in apple, U as an umbrella. I also use some dice. The larger dice, it's 21-sided, which does omit the Fool, but it's still good. I just make it work. I believe that came from mathartfun.com. Hopefully, if you are trying to read that, you can read that. This is going great. Hopefully you can. Mathartfun.com. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but hopefully you can see it if you're trying to see it. The smaller dice, the 14-sided, which I use to determine the card I'm using for the minor arcana, came from Tom Anders, and there's the website on there, which I can't read right now, but if you freeze frame, you can get it. There's also this code. You can use that if you're interested. Feel free. All right, so if you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's go on to your read. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These reads are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? You got the wheel showing up. Earth signs don't typically like the Wheel of Fortune. Even if it's good, it's kind of like, no, I want to know I can depend on it. So the question is, what's coming in? We got like one of the oracle cards fell out. It's face down. So I think there's some type of something good coming your way. It can come your way. But I think this is more on your terms. This is going to seem ironic, but you got the Seven of Swords. You might be able to get out of something here that you don't want to be a part of anyway. And it's not like you have to do it in 5 seconds. You might have a little while to think about it and really make the best decision for you. My first thought is kind of like, if nobody else is upholding to their responsibilities, why should I stay here and keep myself tethered to this situation when nobody else is taking it seriously? If nobody else is putting in the work and they're all just kind of benefiting on what I'm doing to keep it together, why am I staying here to do that? Why do I even care what happens to this? Like, nobody else does. Why should I? Which is not I don't think it's bad, but I feel like I've been frustrated with something for the longest time. You've been trying to work on getting people on point. This is a situation that, like, when Capricorn is invested in a situation, you're there to make it work. You're not just here to, like, oh, it's fun, I just thought I'd, drive myself crazy just for the fun of it. No, that's not really Capricorn's thing. In this situation, it's one of those things that's like, it's running every once in a while. It gets up to 70% efficiency, but it typically drops down to 50-30, 50-30, then once in a while up to 70. It never works the way it's supposed to, ever. I feel like when you're looking at it, it's like it never, ever. And the most frustrating part is, like, it could. There's really no good reason for it to not. And the communications here. Now, automatic writing is a psychic thing where people put a pen on paper or something and they just see what words come out as they write. I'm not getting that for this reading. What I'm getting is, like, to you, it's just people are not, either they're not listening to what you're telling them, or they send out information or what they want to happen, and it just literally doesn't make sense. To you, it's just a bunch of gibberish. It's just like, that doesn't even... It's kind of like you're telling somebody how to make a cake, and you're like, I'm fixing a car. Like, what? Like, I'm fixing a car. Why are you going into baking analogies? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, but when you put this together and that together and then this isn't working, no, it makes no sense. Um, if this reading is hitting, I feel like it's hard to not get really aggravated with it because it's like, it's kind of like, what is going on with these people? Can we do this? Ooh. That's the card that fell out. Virgo got this card too. I don't know if you have a Virgo connection or somebody else who is going through the same thing with you or something like that. That might be helpful to know. It doesn't have to be a Virgo sign, but somebody who you get along with really well. That reading might help you too, because I'm getting there's an opportunity here. It's kind of like the idea of walking away is not really something I feel like I'm really warm and fuzzy about. But the idea that, I'm going to waste more time here if I don't walk away, and it is wasted time, it already has been, that might change the scope of things. It's going to take you a little bit to really decide and think it over and really kind of mull it over if this is really something you want to do, because that door is here. And they're like, Capricorn, the door is open for you. You can go, and you'll be happier. It's not like you're going to be instantly happy because you have to let this settle. You have to make peace with it. But it's one of those things where how much do I have to lose before I've lost enough? How much do I have to lose before I've lost enough? And I feel like it's kind of like I'm in this position like, yeah, but I want to get back what I lost. But it's kind of like it's not working like that. This is like a house that had there was a beautiful time when it was wonderful, and then you're starting to realize that the foundation is built over like a cavern, and the cavern is starting to cave in. Like, it's just a matter of time before this house is no longer a part of the situation. It's going to implode. And it's kind of like, I really don't like that I'm losing out, but I guess I have to try to recoup what I can now and move on. It's going to take you a minute. You're not going to make this change in 5 seconds. It's just not going to happen that way. But you do have a chance for things to go better, and you do have a chance for healing. It's here. And it's not like you don't want to. It's not like you don't want to, and this is totally in your control. Like, if you're going to go, that's totally in your control if you're going to do that or not. It's not that you don't want to, because it's kind of like I would like something totally new. I feel like what's holding me back is like, yeah, but I don't want to, like, all this time, I don't want that to be for nothing. But it's kind of like, I've already lost $50. How much more do I have to lose? Do I have to lose 1,000 before it's time to go? Do I have to lose 3,000? Do I have to lose 10,000? Do I have to lose 100,000? How much more do I have to lose? You know what I mean? And it kind of feels like that. I don't know if I'm making that too simple. Like, currently I've lost, like, I think it's a better analogy. I've already lost $500, and I want to make that back. But it's like, do I have to how much more do I have to lose before I realize I'm not getting it back? Like, do I have to get to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000? How far do I want to go before I'm really angry that I just keep losing money to this situation? There's a new situation that's waiting for you. A new situation where you could actually make out a lot better than you are now. Something waiting for you. That's Four of Wands is kind of like something better to be bonded to, something you can really be happy with, something you can be really thankful you're a part of, something that actually honors you for the ability and the effort you put in. It's not going to happen in 2 seconds. I know I said this a lot, but there's a reason, because I keep seeing cards that say you're not going to make this change in 5 seconds. And I don't want it to come across like that's what I'm expecting. You got the World card on the dice. Did I show the World card over here? I think I did. Like, the World card is coming up. You have a chance for the world to come forward. It's totally up to you. 9 of Pentacles. Totally your decision. In the next 2-3 months, you're going to be faced with a point where it's just kind of like, I either go through this next cycle of destruction, because it's like in 2-3 months there's going to be another cycle of destruction where it's, here we go, it's starting again. Something about 2 to 3 months and another cycle of destruction. I get the Tower, but like, I'm not really liking this tower. It's just like, here we go into another cycle of destruction. And this type of tower, the tower I'm feeling is like, no matter how many times we build it, it's just, it's like they keep rebuilding it the same way, if not worse. They just keep rebuilding that tower, and it's not right, and it never is. It's like the ground it sits on is not stable, so we need to find somewhere else to build that tower if we're going to build it at all, or not even build a tower anymore, build something else. Like, you know what I mean? Am I going to go into this next cycle of destruction? And you're going to be kind of stopped right there, kind of like, I don't want to go into this next cycle of destruction. You're not going to want to. But I keep getting that pivotal moment. It's like, I want to recoup what I've lost. And it's kind of like, I don't see it happening. But, you know, what the advice is to actually go a different direction. It's kind of like, I got to start back at square one. I got to start back at zero, square one, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a lot better for you. It's going to take you a while to make peace with what you left behind. It's going to make you upset and unhappy that, you know, you did lose out on some stuff. The question is, how much more do you need to lose? The death card coming in, especially with the world card together, is like, this is a total shift, a total change. So if this was a job, and like maybe this is a job that doesn't pay you what you're worth, and it's just like, it's a sinking ship. Let's just leave it at that. It's just a sinking ship. You're going to completely disconnect from it. Unless anybody who stays at that job, I feel like you're going to leave them with that job. So if you have friends or something that are a part of that job, I feel like if they stay at that job, I don't think you're going to be connected with them anymore. If they decide to leave too, even if they go somewhere different, you have a chance to keep those friendships. You probably will. Because I feel like that energy has to go away. The energy has to end. Anything that reminds you of that energy, just using the job as an analogy, anything that reminds you of that energy is going to hold you back and hold you down. And I feel like, nope, I have to accept that it's done. I don't like it. I'm never going to like it. It's never going to be okay. So I'm just going to like put it away and just file it away. So I have to completely disconnect from it. Going into this opportunity, the new opportunity coming your way, ironically is to your liking. Because there's a couple cards coming in, and not everybody would like them, but the earth energy I'm getting off of them, I think, is why. The world card came in again. Again, Ace of Swords came in on the dice, but it also came up on the cards. It's something that you have to learn a bit. It's something that you have to invest your time into a little bit. And there's a lot of things that the longer you do it, the better you're going to be on it, in it, with it, whatever you want to say. I feel like you're going to do some self-research yourself, because self-research yourself, you know what I mean. This reminds me of having a job, and it's almost like, say, I don't know, let's use sales. Maybe you're going into a sales job for whatever reason, just for whatever reason. And maybe that fits for you, maybe it doesn't. But it's kind of like, all right, I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm not getting the responses I want. So maybe you start doing some personal research, like, how are other people doing this? What other information? Like, how can I get stronger with the information that I'm working with? How can I know more about what I'm talking about? How can I show people about how this really works? You know, how can I learn more about the people I'm talking to know better ways to do things? You know what I mean? How can I set this up to where I can have a certain pattern to the way I handle this, and maybe things I can do? Like, you're doing research all by yourself to improve your connection, and I feel like it's very private. I feel like this is like off the clock research for your own self-improvement, so you can get an edge on the situation. And I keep getting that keeps coming forward. A lot of information coming your way. The longer you're a part of it, the stronger you get. You find the right information to use, and you start building on it, and then you're like, wait, I can also do this with that information. Let me see if I can build this in. And it's slow and steady wins the race, but the farther you get, the stronger you get. And it's kind of like, this is how that original situation should have worked, but the new situation I'm going into, that's working correctly. It does go your way. Also, you've learned a lot of things. So however you got involved in this situation, you've learned what to sidestep to not get stuck in a situation like that again. So you have learned a lot. Give yourself credit for that too, by the way. So if you're worried, you're like, what if I leave this and I end up in another crap thing? You've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. Give yourself credit. You know what to look for now. And you're going to see things that, like, before you, maybe when you came into this situation, you're like, oh, that doesn't seem right, but I guess it'll be okay. I'll make it work. Next time coming around, you're going to be like, oh, nope, nope. I remember thinking that I could make that work before, and that didn't work out. So I'm not getting into something like that again. So give yourself credit for that. You definitely have this. You definitely have this. All right, I think we're done. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.